G'day guys, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC. It's actually the continuation of the last clip, same day, different camera. I've put the cylindrical grinder down on the floor. I think I figured out the feet, the levelling devices. Very complex, back to front to what I'm used to. But first up, I'm trying to run two jobs at once. So I put the piece of steel, the rail up again for my young bloke, and I think I've figured out what the bloody hard spots in the material is. Now I agree they have to make rail out of scrap to economically use what we have, but all of these hard spots seem to be round, a bit like 3/8 sockethead cat screws or something like that in the mix, and I don't mind that as long as I mix it and heat it up enough so the shit melts and doesn't finish up a bloody hard piece in my work. Anyway, I'll start the shaper up again, bring you around, and don't worry, this shaper clip's going to be reasonably quick, and then we can get on to levelling up the cylindrical grinder. Okay, we're just getting to the hard spot now, and this is where Albanese should be having a look at this. He's talking about Australia becoming a powerhouse of manufacturing. How can you when you've got to turn a bloody piece of shit into a silk purse? Mission impossible. Your speeds have to be that slow, and even then you're chewing up tool bits. I'm just glad I've got this old cardboard brace tool, but listen to that clunk. Okay, I'll pull it up there, and if we can find a cloth other than my hanky, we'll give that clean. Oh, poor old hankies around this place get a bit of a hurry up. There you go. 3 inclusions in what is either continuous cast or rolled. I don't know which for these, but that one there, that fella there, and that there, and I would swear they're socketed cap screws in the brew or something similar to give it so many problems. Anyway, enough whinging. Next time you come on board, probably be tomorrow now, I'll try and show you a bit about levelling up the cylindrical grinder. Well guys, what do I do on the quiet days when I'm sick of machining? Some things don't go right. You come back to the labour of love, making beer. I think this is about brew 9 or 10 since I retired, and I haven't regretted the time I've spent. The first brew was an abject failure. It was too cool for the beer to ferment, and I woke up too late. I did buy a heater pad, but it just never recovered. And since then I've lost 2 or 3 bottles to bad brew, but I think that's a pretty low percentage. But I am getting some failures in the bottles themselves. When you add the effervescence drops, or whatever you want to call it, the carbonation drops, you just put 2 lumps of sugar into each bottle, and that supplies the gas. But for some reason they get overpressured and the quantity of the beer drops down. And the interesting part is they can drop half a bottle down. Where the hell does it bloody get out? The bottle could still be pressurised. That's got me stumped. But anyway, you caught me at a moment of leisure. G'day guys, back for a little bit more. I've had a bit of a win, and man, it did take some work. Bloody big fat thing. I've managed to get it reasonably level, and surprisingly my little cheap torpedo magnetic level is very accurate, so pleased about that. But I did use a machinist level, a Geiger brand. I've spoken about it many videos ago on how I couldn't trust it, but pulled it out of the box after not using it for about 4 years, and bugger me, it works. And it works reasonably accurate. I think the big problem is it's too sensitive, and you've only got to be a little bit out, and it just goes full scale. And the reason I'm saying that is the resolution of it is 0.02 millimeters per metre. So that's a pretty fine level. But anyway, front to back and side to side, there's 0.04 millimetres or 1 thou per metre, 1 thou per yard. It's only a ferry's fart, I'm not going to worry about it. That's close enough to level as I've got. So now comes the part of putting some fluid in it, run the wheel head for a while, make sure that's all okay, and try a test piece. I've got a coolant hose to make up and a few other bits, but I'm getting a little bit closer to it. I'm a bit cramped today. The old rider mower would not get up and go so we could get out. It was quite hilarious actually. The starter just barely turned and it let out 2 enormous bloody backfires. So I hope I haven't busted a bloody breather gasket or something in it. Anyway, I'll dismount the camera and show you what the adjustable feet are like, or what I can see of them, and show you what the level's reading. Bye for now. Okay, this is a handheld effort to try and get you in close enough. That's one of the front feet of the machine, and I've only got it locating off 3 places. There's actually 9 levelling feet, which is just an incredible amount, and for a heavy machine I suppose you need it, but it just makes it hard for me. But now that I've got it reasonably level, what I'll do is I'll adjust the other 6 feet locations up till they just lift the machine a thou. I'll put a big heavy plate on the floor and put a dial indicator on it. Might bring you in for this. It's a bit of an upside down affair. Okay, there's the big base plate, there's a large bolt goes down, and underneath there's a nut and a heavy machine washer that's inverted, so you actually lift the machine off the space with the nut on the adjuster. Well, at least that's how I hope it works, because that's how I've worked the bloody thing. And actually it's too heavy for me to lift off those adjusters, so what I had to do was lift it up with the toe jack, adjust what I wanted on the adjusters and let it down again, and eventually it got to where I wanted it to be. Now for the Geiger level, I've done the squats about 400 times today and I'm feeling a bit sore and sorry for it. No, I don't think you'll be able to see. I'll go and get the light a bit closer. Okay, sorry, once again handheld, but that's side to side, and it's about just over 3 bubbles or 3 divisions, which is fairly good, and you can turn it end for end and it comes in spot on. Now I don't know what made it so damn difficult to read last time, but anyway, this time it's reading all right. And place it across the table. It takes a while to sneak back into place. Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the effort, with what I achieved, and I'm pleased to have my level back. Okay, we'll throw some juice in it and run it up. I'll bring you back when it's going. Bye for now. Well, in between the daily grind and other things, if the girls can have their secret women's business, us blokes can have our secret business too. Another brew on the way. I'm going to learn this time. I'll stack a bit more up during summer to make up for what doesn't brew in winter. Bring it back when I'm running the cylindrical grinder. Well, you lot, back again. This time got a bit of a grin on. The KNS is finally operating, and it has been a real mission right up to the very end, including wasp nests inside cooler hoses. Misreading the coolant contents of the tank, and I thought I was filling up the hydraulic tank and only put 26 litres in and wondered why it stopped pumping. It managed to give me a bath in coolant, which is a bit of a baptism on the machine, I suppose. So I've got the coolant turned down quite a bit. I'm feeling comfortable enough now to remove one of the splash shields, maybe two, give you a bit of a look, and then we'll have a run over of the machine. Where are we? Geez, you can throw the coolant around when it wants to. I'll have to put it back shortly. I'll bring you in handheld over the top. That's the best way. Yeah, she's a bit of a squirter, so I'll bring you back soon. Okay, it had a little bit of a wee on the floor again. I thought I'd fixed it with the lower hose clamp, but no, the upper hose clamp needed a bit of a tighten me up as well. It does throw the coolant quite thoroughly at me. Put up one spatter shield again, and I'll see if I can't get you a look in between them. Other way, donkey. It's just an old test piece I had in the Mazak lathe, trying to get it to run true, and it was semi-successful. Yeah, that looks like it might be a good shot. Okay, we'll wind the old girl up again and see what we can do. The table feed does come in with a bit of a jerk. I think there's still a little bit of air in the system. We'll go past that point so the wheel starts up somewhere where it's easy. There we go, curl it everywhere. Hope nothing on the camera. The old hydraulics there, operating very good. I'm quite pleased with it. We're just plain bearings, I'm more than pleased. I put in another 1th hour feed. And I think you probably missed all of that. So mate, I'm all smiles. So far so good. But I can see that this type of machine would be intrinsically dangerous and violent. It's extremely rigid. If you stuff up with this, you are going to get hurt. Put another thou on, and we might have to call this camera session short. It's throwing a few bloody wheeze on the floor through this gap here. Geez, it just tears the material off easily. Okay, Bring you back in a little while. Well, after all the hard work for the last week or so, I'll say goodbye now and put this up on YouTube. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a lot of work to do. I just had a look at the grit of the wheel for the first time, and it looks like about 46 grit, and the finish is nothing short of terrible, but I don't know what the mystery material is. And also, it's grinding a bloody good taper, 3053, 3027, so I've got a little bit of tuning up to do, and God knows where that might be. This is the first time I've had a go at the machine. So from inside my little shed, you have a good one, and I'll see you in about a week's time, hopefully with a little bit sorted. First sorting out done, it's no longer pissing on the floor, which is a big step forward. See you, fellas.